Signore e signori,
dichiaro aperta la celebrazione Giochi Olimpici Invernali.
Si sta avvicinando allo stadio.
Forza, forza! Vai, 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 vai! Dal record della pista! Record della pista! Primo!
Buongiorno and welcome to Keep the Flame Alive's Day 7 coverage of the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games. I am your host, Jill Jaracz, coming to you from Shukflastan House, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Alison Brown. Alison, ciao, como stai?
There was a lot going on today. We have been busy.
Keep talking. I got to take my sweater off.
And
I've been wearing layers since I've been in an ice rink today, and I am so sweaty.
I was going to say, we've been busy and we've been sweaty.
Because it's like 50 degrees here. I'm going to an ice rink. And the last time I went to an ice rink, I just had my one sweater on.
Not enough.
And it wasn't enough, and I was freezing. And don't at me, because I know I'm supposed to have layers. So I have my big long socks on, and I have okay pants, and a layer, and I sweated all day long.
Yeah, well, because the problem is you go from the train, which is hot, to the ice rink, which is cold, but then back outside, which is hot again, and then it's cold in the evening. It is impossible to dress for this weather. Layers do not help.
No.
Because unless you're going to take the layers off and carry them on the train, which you really can't do because you need your phone to get in and out of the train, so that's a hand, and then what are you going to do with the layers? So yes, we just have to accept that we are probably not the freshest smelling people in the world.
I check after I put on deodorant. I put the deodorant away, and then I do something else, and I'm like, did I put on deodorant?
Because it doesn't seem to be working.
And the answer is yes, but hopefully I don't smell. Because I don't know if you have this. I know this isn't a side, and we have a lot of show. But do you ever you're standing there on the metro, and all of a sudden you just randomly smell something weird, and you're like, is that me? And then you look up and it's somebody who is from Europe and doesn't shower on the regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
so far it hasn't been us.
Thank goodness. Yeah. All right, let's move on to what we forgot to tell you yesterday.
Because there's always something.
Yes.
Maybe it's because we're sweating so much and the information just leaks out of our pores.
I think you're right. I think you're onto something. We need a scientist to check this out.
So what did we forget?
Okay, so this could also be follow-up file. I saw a podium mascot up close yesterday at cross-country.
Okay.
And this was, I think it was Jesse Diggins, podium mascot, got tossed to somebody from U.S. Ski and Snowboard, and I said, hey, are they connected? And yes, they're sewn together.
Okay,
you can't
good
pull
to
them
know.
apart. So that is one question out of the way.
Yikes.
That's okay. Who else did I see and have an encounter with at cross country?
I'm afraid to ask.
Tina.
Oh, you finally got up close and personal with Tina?
And pictures with. She's adorable. I will say this is the one, not a beef. She has really short arms.
Yeah, she can't put her arm around you.
No, that's the hard thing.
She kind of just sticks them out like a T-Rex.
Right?
It's really funny when you see her do the YMCA. Because she's just like Y-ish. C, kind of another letter.
Yeah, no, but that was cute. So I have a ton of pictures of me with her because, of course, I went, Tina! And the handler was like, would you like a picture? And I said, yes. Also forgot to mention that when I was talking with Bruna, she was talking about coming down for the opening ceremony, and she got to spend a few hours at the Athletes Village, and she's like, that is a village. We have accommodations.
Fair enough. They're in the trailers.
Yeah, and I think it's probably hard because it would be just them and ski jumping and Nordic combined. So there's not a ton of interaction, I would imagine.
Right.
So bummer.
Well, I'm glad she got some time in the main village.
Exactly. Also, follow-up file. We have a voicemail from listener Stephanie. Check this out. Buongiorno and welcome to Keep the Flame Alive's Day 7 Buongiorno and welcome to Keep the Flame Alive's Day 7 coverage of the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games. I am your host, Jill Jaracz, coming to you from Shukflastan House, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Alison Brown. Alison, ciao, como stai?
There was a lot going on today. We have been busy.
Keep talking. I got to take my sweater off.
And
I've been wearing layers since I've been in an ice rink today, and I am so sweaty.
I was going to say, we've been busy and we've been sweaty.
Because it's like 50 degrees here. I'm going to an ice rink. And the last time I went to an ice rink, I just had my one sweater on.
Not
and
enough.
it wasn't enough, and I was freezing. And don't at me, because I know I'm supposed to have layers. So I have my big long socks on, and I have pants and a layer, and I sweated all day long.
Yeah, well, because the problem is you go from the train, which is hot, to the ice rink, which is cold, but then back outside, which is hot again, and then it's cold in the evening. It is impossible to dress for this weather. Layers do not help.
No.
Because unless you're going to take the layers off and carry them on the train, which you really can't do because you need your phone to get in and out of the train, so that's a hand, and then what are you going to do with the layers? So yes, we just have to accept that we are probably not the freshest smelling people in the world.
I check after I put on deodorant. I put the deodorant away, and then I do something else, and I'm like, did I put on deodorant?
Because it doesn't seem to be working.
And the answer is yes, but hopefully I don't smell. Because I don't know if you have this. I know this isn't a side, and we have a lot of show. But do you ever you're standing there on the metro, and all of a sudden you just randomly smell something weird, and you're like, is that me? And then you look up and it's somebody who is from Europe and doesn't shower on the regular.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
so far it hasn't been us.
Thank goodness. Yeah. All right, let's move on to what we forgot to tell you yesterday.
Because there's always something.
Yes.
Maybe it's because we're sweating so much and the information just leaks out of our pores.
I think you're right. I think you're onto something. We need a scientist to check this out.
So what did we forget?
Okay, so this could also be follow-up file. I saw a podium mascot up close yesterday at cross-country.
Okay.
And this was, I think it was Jesse Diggins, podium mascot, got tossed to somebody from U.S. Ski and Snowboard. And I said, hey, are they connected? And yes, they're sewn together.
Okay.
Can't
good
pull
to
them
know.
apart. So that is one question out of the way.
Yikes.
That's okay. Who else did I see and have an encounter with at cross country?
I'm afraid to ask.
Tina.
Oh, you finally got up close and personal with Tina?
And pictures with. She's adorable. I will say this is the one, not a beef. She has really short arms.
Yeah, she can't put her arm around you.
No, that's the hard thing.
She kind of just sticks them out like a T-Rex.
Right?
It's really funny when you see her do the YMCA. Because she's just like Y-ish. C, kind of another letter.
Yeah, no, but that was cute. So I have a ton of pictures of me with her because, of course, I went, Tina! And the handler was like, would you like a picture? And I said yes. Also forgot to mention that when I was talking with Bruna, she was talking about coming down for the opening ceremony, and she got to spend a few hours at the Athletes Village, and she's like, that is a village. We have accommodations.
Fair enough. They're in the trailers.
Yeah, and I think it's probably hard because it would be just them and ski jumping and Nordic combined. So there's not a ton of interaction, I would imagine.
Right.
So bummer.
Well, I'm glad she got some time in the main village.
Exactly. Also, follow-up file. We have a voicemail from listener Stephanie. Check this out.
Hi, Jill and Alison. This is patron Stephanie Nordstrom. First off, love the show. Completely in love with the work that you do, and it has added so much to my past few Olympic experiences and Paralympic experiences. Helped me understand so much more that really augmented my viewership. So first of all, thank you for that. I do subject my friends, family, and coworkers to information that I learned from your show and references to your show frequently. I do have a question. As I've been watching these Winter Olympics, I'm seeing all those cute little sprigs of pine that border or create boundaries or lines on so many of the outdoor snow venues. And I'm wondering about those. How do those get there? Who's responsible for putting them there? Are they being placed individually, or are they all on a string that somebody just gets to roll out? I think they're super cute and they make me smile when I see them. But I have so many questions about how that happens. And it seems like a keep the flame alive kind of question. So just wanted to add that to the list. And again, I love everything you do, and keep doing what you do. Have a great time in Milan. Ciao.
Okay, so I saw the pine branches at the cross-country skiing finish and asked about them. I asked one of the other journalists in the mix zone who does Nordic stuff all the time, so they would know. And they said for at least that location, those little branches make lanes at the finish line. So if there are a couple of skiers coming in at the same time, they are separated so they don't crash into each other.
Handy.
Yes, so I will keep my eyes out for other pine trees. Although then he said, I don't know how they get them or if they have a stack or how they put them in. Now I'm all curious about it. So,
And it's like, yeah, we know you're curious about it. We know we come up with these bizarre questions,
Right.
and our listeners come up with crazy questions, and we love them for it.
exactly. So thank you very much. Stephanie, follow-up file on Kirsty Coventry. She did not realize the Israeli athlete at the opening ceremonies was wearing a special kippah, and the team is reviewing it now.
Oops.
Yeah. So, and she also said they're learning so much from the spread out games. They're bringing in so much data. And this is something we're going to have to read between the lines, because right now everyone's like, hey, everything's great.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I hope French Alps is paying very close attention to the struggles with this spread out games, because they had similar proposals of going very far afield with one or two sports. Please don't do that, French Alps. Bring it back together. There is no reason why the downhill events are on two mountains on the opposite side.
Right.
There's no reason for that.
Canadian Mark McMorris was in training today after his crash in Big Air. He had to withdraw. He had a concussion and some bone bruising at the top of his pelvis that strained his abs. But he's been off for, I think, over a week now, and he seems to be A-okay for going into slopestyle.
Okay, good on
So
him.
I will tell you also, this is allegedly because I was sitting next to some people at the media table in the press tribune at figure skating that may rhyme with, what would it rhyme with? A major network close to Vespia.
Okay.
If you can maybe work that out, I don't know, acronym it up, maybe major company, who said that Lindsey Vonn is going to be in the hospital until stable, and then they'll charter a plane to take her to Vail to get more surgeries. So this is not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
And I will, because I kept spying on their computers. And that was part of the group chat. Doing work for you, Shukvostan. All right. Do you have anything, what you forgot? Did you remember everything yesterday?
I did. But I'm definitely going to forget stuff today because it was a lot today.
Okay. What officiating or volunteer job would you like to do?
I am the sled driver taking the snowboard cross people from the finish line back up to the start.
When I walked into the fan zone, that's what was playing on the big screen.
I said, I want to be that sled driver because you can chit chat, you can encourage them, or not if they're not chatty Cathys. You just drive a sled, which in and of itself would be an awesome job.
So I went to figure skating again, and I want to be the volunteer who gets the stuffed animals that don't make it onto the rink. Because there is a good 10 feet of
Yes.
space between the boards and the stands. And if you're in the corners, it's more. And there were animals just not making it on, or they'd hit the top of the board and sit there, and that was fun. And the first time it happened, it was a big hedgehog. And the volunteer got it, and she's like, what do I do with this? You could tell she just didn't know what to do. And she finally, while the next skater is like on the rink, tosses it on the rink. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're going to start this guy's music. And there's going to be this hedgehog.
No, but the handler saw that hedgehog, and she
Yes.
sent one of her minions out to get it immediately.
Yes, so it got taken care of, but it was a lot of fun to see stuff bounce
The
off.
wayward dogs and cats and,
and
hedgehogs.
pandas and stuff bouncing off the cameras. It was great. I had a great time.
So last year at World Championships, because we were in TD Garden and it was so huge, a lot of times it would hit the people, the fans, in the tier below you, and then they would pass it along to the ice. So there was a buddy system happening
Right.
with the stuffed animals, which I don't think is unusual.
Right, and part of me wanted to say, just throw it back up. They can try again or give it to the next person, because I don't know. I couldn't tell from the other time, and I forgot to look today because there was a lot going on, if they're taking new bags for every skater.
Generally, they do.
That's what I thought. But yeah, it's just one of those like, oh man, wild. And also, Victory Selfie, presented by Samsung, is now on the Jumbotron.
Yep, sponsor watch.
Okay, before we get to today's results, we'd like to say thank you to everybody who's donated to our fundraiser to get us here, and for those of you who have donated for us to keep our flame alive going forward, and to those of you who have donated to our Prosecco fund so that we can get through what happened today.
Today has been a day, and we are so excited to share this with you.
And I'm enjoying my Milano Cortina 2026 official Prosecco, which is actually very, very tasty. You were correct on that. It's very good. It goes down smooth. I wish I could take some home, but I'm never good with packing bottles of stuff.
And it's also under pressure.
Yes.
It's not a regular bottle of wine, and you
yeah.
wouldn't want that bursting
No.
in your suitcase.
No, definitely not.
So we'll just have to drink it while we're here.
Too bad. So, but thank you for those of you who have donated to the Prosecco Fund and who are keeping our flame alive through 2028. If you would like to be part of that crowd, go to flamealivepod.com/support. We have a lot of options. You can one-off, you can become a patron, and all that you give helps keep the show going because there are expenses involved in bringing two lovely women to Italy.
And home.
And home and podcasting for another 2.5 years until we go to LA. We love it.
Before we get to results, we got to talk culture.
Oh, yeah, we do got to go culture. I
Because
have a whole list of culture.
My whole day was culture.
I know. You went to the Duomo, but we'll get to that. You started at Casa Airbnb.
I started at Casa Airbnb, and I was met by the lovely Jason, who took me around. He's in charge of their Olympic endeavors.
Nice.
And he was kind enough to say that our show has been very educational for him.
Really? Wait, how so?
He listens, and he's learned so much.
Oh, okay.
About
In
the
a good
Olympics.
way?
No. It wasn't a sarcastic comment. It was a genuine, like, he's learning a lot about his job from listening to the show. So thank you very much for that, Jason.
Cheers
and
to
thank
you.
you for taking me around Casa Airbnb. This is a fancy casa. So first of all, you get food.
And I didn't get into the Casa.
But don't be upset, because Jason is our friend now, and he will put you on the list anytime you ask.
Hey, Jay.
So we had breakfast this morning. They have curling, like the plastic sheet curling. They had air hockey. They have experiences going on now. So in their space, there was a yoga class happening. There was a cooking class happening with some athletes.
How big is this place?
It's a rented party space.
Oh, wow.
So there's a garden and 2 buildings.
Okay.
So there's one small building where the food and the lounge is, and then another building where the après-ski bar and their yoga studio is.
Wow.
And then at the lower level was where they do some art and cooking. Because Jason was telling me that one of the Olympians who is competing next week, had come and done a couple of classes this week because it kept her relaxed.
Nice.
And then there was also a presentation by Neville Wright, who is a Canadian bobsledder at 10, 14, and 18. And he's doing athlete experiences as well. So he did a whole demonstration of 4-man bobsled with people in 4 chairs. It was great. It was a lot of fun. And once you go in, you can just stay.
Oh, really?
There's no kicking you out. You get little chips for your food. So obviously when you use your chips, your food allotment is done. But you can just hang out there all day.
Oh my gosh.
It was fantastic.
Stop the presses. I got to send an email.
So I think you could probably arrange to get on the list for the evening. But if not, from one of the early mornings, it's definitely worth a trip over. But it was great. And Jason and I talked a little bit about what they're thinking for LA. Mm-hmm. And his response was they're thinking a lot for LA.
Hey, Jason, would you like 2 sassy podcasters to host events?
We're your girls.
That's right.
So yes, Casa Airbnb was really, really lovely and quite enjoyable. And then after that, after I was there for like 2.5 hours, walked over to the Duomo for my guided Duomo tour.
I'm very jealous of this.
This was such an amazing experience. It is the 3rd largest Catholic church in the world.
After St. Peter's and what, Notre Dame?
No, the cathedral in Seville.
Oh, well, Seville bid for the Olympics. We'd like to see this.
But the best part was I got to go up to the roof terrace, which is at the very, very top. So you see the spires close up. You get a view of the city. And because it was so clear and beautiful today, you got a view of the Alps.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So I tried to take a couple of pictures, but they were terrible pictures. And you can't capture this.
Right.
It was just a moment. I did get a little nervous when we went to the very top of the building.
But you have so much practice on rickety stairs.
I do have some. Well, these are old stone stairs with the worked in divots.
Oh.
Of centuries, because the building originally started in 1385. They finished in 1965.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a phrase in Milan that I learned about that when you say something is like the Duomo, it means it's never ending. And it's not a good thing, because once they finished, they basically immediately had to start restoration on the older parts. Oh my gosh. So the Duomo is never finished. So if you say, oh, it's like the Duomo, or that situation is the Duomo, it's never finished.
This could be changed. Some cultural shifts in attitude could fix that. But I don't, maybe they like having that phrase.
Well, I think it's more afraid because it's true. You can never not be repairing a building like this, because they were showing us portions that had been cleaned and then not cleaned.
Oh,
and basically
gosh.
they clean and work the way around the entire cathedral, and then they have to start again.
Isn't it like Dodger Stadium where they paint it blue and they go around and they have to start again?
Yes, and there's a bridge, the Firth of Forth in Scotland, where it's the same thing. You paint, and by the time you finish, you've got to start over again. So it's a never-ending project.
It's a good job to get into, though. You're job security.
But you can also secure a spire. You can sponsor a spire and get your name put on a little plaque on a spire.
Wow.
Through the Duomo Foundation.
Squad goals.
I want my name on a spire.
But I'm glad you got a good day, because it was sun. We have not had much sun in Milan.
This was spring today in Milan.
Yeah.
And it was clear, so we could steer straight to the Alps.
Oh my gosh, how beautiful.
And they didn't look that far away.
No, they don't.
But they are.
We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow.
So that was my day of culture, along with some hockey.
All right. I went to, I slept in for the first time in a long time.
Yes, you needed some rest.
And I also hung around here. I had to do laundry. to wash the mud off my pants. And I opted not to turn on the TV. I instead listened to the run through because we got a tip to listen to what they said about the free dance. This is not Olympic champion Sarah Hughes, who has been on the show, and Ashley Wagner and Adam Rippon. And it was very cathartic. Very nice to have some friends in my earbuds, or well, not earbuds, but friends in my ears. So that was a good morning. And then I was like, well, what do I do to kill time until men's figure skating tonight? And I thought, well, let me go see if I can get to the mega store and go around some of these other fan zone stuff because it's a weekday and maybe the crowds are diminished. Oh, no.
So I walked by the line for the megastore on my way to the Duomo. That line had to be at least 2 hours.
It is incredible. You can't get stuff. I went to another tiny store. Where did I go to? Oh, I went to a store that's near the Pin Trading Center. And these small stores are very small. It's like one trailer long. And like boxes everywhere. They're like, we don't have mascots. Don't even try. Just stuff's flying off the shelves. I saw a new different sweater, which is nice, but it's like 75 or 80 and no prices on stuff.
I have noticed that as well, that nothing has prices on it.
Because I'm guessing prices are variable.
Right. They're changing the prices based on supply.
All the time. So, and yeah, it's just incredible. I'm hoping to get into the mega store before it shuts down, but I don't know if I can. It's crazy. Then I looked at that and turned right around and went up the street to where the castle is, because that's where a whole bunch of other pavilions are in the fan zone. And Alibaba Pavilion was jammed. That's some kind of virtual reality experience, which isn't my jam. So I have a thought about people with pavilions, companies. If you have a pavilion, and Airbnb doesn't sound like this applies to you, so Jason, don't worry. Lay off the tech.
Oh, there was no tech.
Yeah, but anything I go to that has tech involved, it is always one person at a time, and it always takes a long time. So you're stuck in line forever. If you want a line and get excited about like, oh, there's a line, we've got demand, great. But the problem is that you end up taking a quiz, and this happened at the Alfa Romeo thing where I get the quiz, I hit my button, and then we're looking at the iPad for like 5-10 seconds, waiting for the time to elapse. There's no like go forward. Or there's a lot of the virtual ski things that we were on, and that takes a couple minutes. So it's really tough for some of these. And if you just have an analog experience, the analog and pictures are also very long to develop. They're fun, but take a long time to develop. But analog experiences, get them in, get them out.
Air hockey, plastic, curling, big hits.
Yeah. So virtual reality out, the little trailer store in that plaza jammed, no line for that, forget that. Went to Coke the Peak, forget that. Oh.
Someone told me the other day the line was 6 hours.
It would not be surprised, because I have seen on Facebook somebody went in Livigno and said, oh, I went at this time and the line was really long, and then I went again and there was no line, and they had a Coke can with their face etched in it.
Yes, you can get a Coke can with your face in it.
That is wild. Part of me wants one, part of me doesn't, because again, getting
How do
that
we get home?
Well, that Coke would be drunk. I would tell you that right now.
And then you just have a crushed can with your face
on
it.
Pretty much. So skip Coke, went in the fan zone. The fan zone was not super busy for some of the lines, which is great. The makeup line, Kiko, oh, forget that. But I went to finish my scavenger hunt from the Fiat Alfa Romeo Lancia booth and got a photo taken there and a lovely little hardcover Italian pista sticker book.
Oh, look at you.
It's really cool. I'll try to post a picture of that if I remember. And then listener Nicholas from Olympic Rings and Other Things and I met up, and we went to the Allianz, and I got a winter hat and a picture.
Get all this good stuff. I don't have the patience to wait.
I didn't even have to take the quiz because it didn't come in English. That was the best part. I got Allianz travel insurance, so, hey, I'm a customer. When I went into the fan zone, and I don't think I've posted video of this because that was in the early days where I don't know where that video is. I think it's in Dropbox. Because, boy, am I having a photo issue.
We're running out of space real fast.
Non-stop photo issues. And most of our days in Beijing were logistics, and in Paris were logistics. Most of my day here is like photo storage management. It is crazy. So hopefully I will get fan zone stuff. But if I had gone a little farther, there's a big Powerade setup. And they're giving drawstring like backpack bags that look really nice.
Okay.
So that's
Maybe I'll swing back over there tomorrow.
on my list. So went there. Also went to the Pin Trading Center.
How was that?
Sponsored by Looney Tunes. Very cute.
Good.
The first part of it, it's in a decent sized building. So they have a section that's really geared towards kids. So they have tables set out that kids can color. And they have a rock climbing wall. And then they have a Bugs Bunny and the female bunny there for pictures. And they have a little display of kids' clothes. Please buy online. And then they have a setup where multiple pin traders can set up to trade pins with you. And then a little wall of pins that you can buy. And they even have like a little starter kit that I've never seen anywhere else, where it's 50 euros, but you get a lanyard and like 4 pins. And it's two designs, 2 of each. So you can keep one and you can trade one.
Which, given how expensive the pins are,
yes,
for Milan, that's
nice.
actually not a bad deal.
Very nice. So they also sell the pins of the day. And I traded for one. And then I bought yesterday's pin of the day was cross-country, so I had to buy that. Today's pin of the day was figure skating, and that's what I went to today.
And speaking of pins,
yes,
I have a Casa Airbnb pin for you from Jason.
Jason, thank you so much.
So yes, that was I forgot that. But since we're talking about pins, I have and it
Awesome.
spins. It flips around.
Oh,
Yeah.
those are the best. Those are the best. I did some decent trades today.
Good.
So I am very happy with that. And the pin traders who are our friends from Olympian were just living life. I will say that. They were so happy to have pin trading. There was pin trading like for all the tables that they had for pin traders were stacked up. They had people outside all set up for pin trading, and people were going gangbusters. So it was really, really nice. And then in that area, there's also a Gran Parada little pavilion that I wanted to go to, but it also, both sides were tech. You do the quiz and you get something, and then you can get a little snack, or you do the ski simulator and you get something and you get a little snack. And I really pondered this because I was hungry. And then I thought, Jill, you don't need to stand in line for half an hour to get a snack.
You can just go buy yourself a snack.
So I went and got some gelato.
Okay, good.
And then I really thought about going to McDonald's. Really thought about it.
Well, I started this in Paris where I did, in fact, go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal. And I would like to do that here, just as like a little silly thing.
They have Playmobil toys right now, I've heard. Animals, the Playmobil animals. Yeah, that's in the Happy Meal here.
I'll swing by there at one point.
I thought about it, but I'm not even going to put this in the figure skating section. I went to the media lounge at figure skating because I said I will get food there. And what I did not realize, along with the sandwiches, they have muffins there. They have their take on the chocolate muffin. So if you go back to that arena, I think you should go get a chocolate muffin.
See if it's
similar. Because it did have like the little pudding on the inside and all that stuff. It was okay, And besides the regular sandwiches, they had the dish of the day.
Oh.
I had gnocchi with marinara sauce and some cheese.
Now, where is that?
That is, okay, so if you go to the lounge, or not to the lounge, to the press workroom, right?
Yes.
And that's, when we go in, you go to the left for the
for the-
press tribune, you go
right.
to the right for the workroom, go all the way through the workroom, and there's the media lounge. And then there's now black curtains, and on the other side of those black curtains is the on location lounge.
Oh, which we will get to see.
Yes, we will. The preview listeners, we get to see that. And the guy had several plates of the day. I think there was also ravioli, and they made this stuff fresh because it took a few minutes to come up.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was really, really lovely and not badly priced either.
Okay. Well, we're going back to figure skating probably
And short track.
4 more times
Yeah,
in that
so there you
arena.
go.
So yeah.
There you go.
I know what I'm having for dinner tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, getting some pasta. And it was nice to have a decent meal because I really did not pack food today. And I was angry with myself, but I was not angry with myself later. All right, so let's get to some results. Biathlon today, men's 10K sprint on my list for replay.
It should be.
Oh my gosh, I saw the results and I looked at the shooting and went, oh, you had to shoot clean in order to get on the podium. Forget it.
But here's the thing that they said today. The announcer mentioned that no man has won this race at the Olympics without shooting clean since Sarajevo, 1984, where apparently the weather conditions were really bad, so nobody shot clean.
Oh,
And that's the last time that the gold medalist at least, has not shot clean. So all 3 medalists today had clean shots.
crazy. Gold went to Francis Quinton-Fiammaillet. Silver went to Vetle Sajdad Christensen from Norway. And bronze went to everybody's favorite paramour, Sturla Holm Lagerud from Norway. I'm so thrilled that QFM got a medal. He has not had a really good season. It's his 2nd gold of the game, 7th medal overall. He silvered in this race in Beijing, and he now equals Martin Fourcade as the most decorated French biathlete at the Olympics, which makes me so happy. I mean, I love QFM.
And I know he's a favorite of yours. And in his press conference, he's talked about that this quad has not been terribly good for him, that he's really struggled over the past few years. And so that this medal means a great deal to him because it's a result of a lot of struggle where he could have given up, he could have retired. He's not 20 years old anymore. Nobody would have said, oh, you're giving up too soon. It would have been, oh, you had a great career. So to win this was a big deal to him.
Yeah. He really, he has had a couple tough years, and he's such a good athlete. Cannot say more.
So a follow-up to the Lagerud story. The woman has spoken publicly. She's trying to keep her anonymity. And I said, when this first came up, they're going to find her and they are going to splash her all over the newspapers. Thankfully, the press seems to be respecting her anonymity and quoting her without her name. And what she has said is that his cheating is, quote, hard to forgive. So his little outburst has not rekindled the romance, to which I say, good.
Right? I mean, 6 months is not much.
If you cannot stay faithful for 3 months,
not the love of your life, apparently.
jeez, or you're just a really bad boyfriend.
Right? Hey, ladies.
Don't date me.
So this is going to come back up later on. I'm not excited. It's Prosecco. This is an interesting story for the games. I will say that.
And just to follow up on this, Sean Doherty finished 65th. He had 6 shooting penalties, so he does not qualify for the pursuit.
Tough day, Sean Doherty. I'm sorry to hear that. Curling, more round robin action. So the men had the big day today on the sheets. Canada beat the U.S. 6-3. Italy beat Great Britain 9-7. Norway beat China 8-6. Switzerland beat Czechia 7-3. Switzerland beat China 9-7. Norway beat Czechia 7-4. Germany beat Italy 6-5 in an extra end. Oh, man, Italy. Come on. Poor you got to do it for Amos.
He's trying hard.
He was trying hard. And Canada beat Sweden 8-6. So the men's standings, we have 2 teams who are undefeated so far. That's Canada and Switzerland. Great Britain and Germany and Italy and Norway are all 2-1. U.S. is 1-2. And China, Czechia, and Sweden all have to get a win. Sweden, it hurts me to see you on this list.
I know. They're really struggling in curling this Olympics just overall.
I wonder if they had a changing of the guard.
But let's get to the women, and Sweden's doing a little
All
better
right,
there.
That's good. So the women had one session today. Sweden beat Denmark 6-5. Switzerland beat China 7-5. USA beat Canada 9-8. Oh, that's a big one. And Korea beat I know there's probably not many of the Garlic girls left. Maybe there are.
I don't know. I haven't seen them
on the list.
go yet.
On the
so
list.
I'll have to tune into one of the matches. Because the match that I saw today was the Italian men and the Brits.
Oh.
That was the match. That was on a Casa Airbnb while I was having my gingered orange juice.
Oh my gosh, gingered orange juice. Jeez. What else did you have? I just see like flaky croissants.
There were flaky croissants. I had a muffin and I had a macchiato that was made by a very handsome barista who put the little heart at the top.
Stop it. Anyway, Korea beat Great Britain 9-3. So we have a couple undefeated teams so far, Sweden and Switzerland, and then Korea and USA are 2-1. Canada and China are 1-1. Denmark is 1-2, and then still to get a win are Great Britain, Italy, and Japan. I want Korea to do really well.
I know.
We always did.
Ever since the Garlic Girls, we fell in love with them.
Exactly. Let's move over to cross-country skiing, where the men had their 10-kilometer interval start freestyle.
Oh, gee. Guess who won?
Oh, my gosh. Johannes Klæbo. And this is his worst distance, supposedly.
Yeah, allegedly, this is what he really struggles with. And he has not won a major championship at the 10K distance. So some of his competitors were saying, yeah, we're all in trouble if Klæbo's winning 10Ks.
So it's really exciting. He's got another gold. Silver went to Mathis Deloge from France, and bronze went to Einar Hedegaard from Norway. He was in the lead, Einar, until the last kilometer, and he said, I felt well until I didn't feel well anymore. And it was a hit that he'd never had, and he said, I mean, everybody's English is phenomenal compared to our other languages. It got completely black in my head and in my body. I almost lost my eyesight. When I crossed the finish line, I was dizzy, couldn't see clearly, and lost the hearing in my right ear for a long while afterwards. That is pain locker like I've never seen.
That's hypoxia. That's oxygen is not getting to that young man's brain.
But he had enough to say about Sturla Holmlagrid, everyone's favorite biathlete and boyfriend du jour.
He is enjoying the drama. This is a young man who would love the Real Housewives of the Olympics.
Right? Because he said, well, because somebody asked him, what do you think of watching Lagrid and his cheating thing? And he's like, well, it's nice to be in cross country right now. What's happened in the past few days is a show like no other, and I have to admit, I really enjoyed reading all about it. It's been hilarious, so keep it coming. Go for it, guys. And he's been playing detective, too. He's been trying to find out who the woman is. He has info. He's not telling anybody. I give it to the Norwegians for...
Yeah, because Norway doesn't exactly... I would think the biathlon and the cross-country worlds are not very big.
Right.
I mean, they're big, but Norway is not a large place. So I would think that there's a lot of information that, a lot of sharing of things that goes on there. So he would have some insight.
Yes. So he is appreciative that he's had this distraction to help relax him before racing. But he also said, quote, I know Sturla a bit, and he's a loose cannon. That he was going to do what he did surprised me, but if there was going to be one person to pull off that stunt, it was going to be him, end quote. So, which was awesome. The quotes just kept coming on Sturlaholm Longread. All right, let's move over to figure skating.
This was a night.
This was a night.
So I had planned to go to 2 hockey games. And I went to the first hockey game, and then I said to myself, I really want to see the men's figure skating. So I came back.
Okay.
And didn't see the second hockey game. And I'm so glad I did, because if you had told me what happened, I would have smacked you and said, you are lying to me.
This was unreal. Well, we will start with, I got to the venue. The event started at 7:00 in the evening. I got to the venue at 10:55. I got one of the last 2 press tribune seats, tabled seats, thank goodness. And the other one went like within a minute after me. So I am 2 people down from Jackie Wong.
Yes.
Jackie has a spot. You
Yes.
don't mess with Jackie.
No.
Next to him was empty for a little while. When I went and I got my meal, and then I came back, and I'm working away, and a volunteer comes over and says, you have an empty seat next to you. And Jackie's like, that's taken. When are they coming back? I don't know, maybe an hour. You can't hold the seat for an hour. So Jackie pulls out. An Olympic champion is sitting there. You can't do that. You have to, it's an Olympic champion, blah, blah, blah. And they go back and forth because this volunteer is not happy that Jackie is holding a seat for somebody. But like the deal is you put your stuff down. And I think there might have been something there, but A, you don't mess with Jackie. And B, you still don't mess with Jackie. And the volunteer didn't know that. And the volunteer had that very voice. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, remembering beforehand, when I went through security, I saw the bin of confiscated items.
Was my plastic fork in there?
Don't know.
Because they took it away from me the other day.
What I saw looked like a box of Kleenex that was branded with Tina. I'm like, they have Tina branded Kleenex. And I walked and I said, I wonder if I can get that Kleenex. And I went back and I said, could I have that? What is this? Is this Kleenex? And what is this? They're like, yeah, you can have it. And I pick it up and it's a snow globe. And they said, you can have it, but you have to leave. So I put it right back in the bin.
The things I saw in the bin when they took away my plastic fork that I was going to eat my dinner with the other day. La forchetta in your bag. I'm like, yeah, because I'm going to eat dinner.
And it's plastic.
And it's plastic. What am I going to do with it? Poke my own eye out? Seriously, it was tiny. There was a bottle of perfume.
Who's bringing although maybe we should be bringing perfume for the amount we're sweating.
Maybe next time I'll ask them if I could use it.
It's good to know. I saw some like non-alcoholic beer or something in there. It was wild. Anyway, so the Jackie and the volunteer go at it for a good minute. And the volunteer finally backs off. And who comes into that spot but a Wall Street Journal reporter who was in my hotel at Beijing and got COVID.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so I asked her about it because I'm like, wait a second. You're the Wall Street Journal reporter. And I read this big essay about how she got COVID afterwards, and we had the theory in our house that she had, quote unquote, had COVID. And she said, yeah, I brought my own COVID test, and yes, I did have COVID. So that was that. And I'm sitting next to Aspen on the other side of me, and I'm spying all on their chats and things like that. And if you don't know what's going on in the press tribune, a lot of people have one focus, and that's all they're there for.
They're only there for a single sport. They go to the same venue
Right.
every day.
Or they're only there for a single person.
Yes.
Or a few people, whatever, that one team. And that's all they care about. And they got to sit there the whole night. And a lot of people, and they're on deadline. They're trying to get their stories out as fast as possible. So the person next to me is writing multiple versions of Ilya Malinin wins, and Ilya Malin loses.
So he's kind of prepping the setup, but there's no way he could have prepped this.
Or she.
She.
And I learned that figure skating is so long. I also learned that Jeff Goldblum is in the building.
Yes, he was.
Not important enough of a deal.
Simone Biles was in the building.
On my list to say Simone was in the building. Caitlin Weaver was in the building. So a lot of people going on. I will say, if you listen to Beijing and you listen to my diatribe about the men and not liking their music, that has changed. Everyone seemed to really get into their music this time around. So that made me very happy. It was a... I'm looking like, oh, Donovan Carrillo. Wow, that was a long night.
Yeah, you're there for 4 hours.
The crowd was so there for Donovan from
Yes.
Mexico. He's a Mexican skater, first figure skater from Mexico. Did well. He popped a triple into a single, but he got a season's best. It is fun to sit a few down from Jackie because every once in a while you hear yes, yeah, or oh, and it's fun when Jackie actually emotes because he is very serious at what he does. Amazing crowd. They are there for everyone, and any chance to clap, they will clap. So pick your music well, because you will get the crowd to clap with you. So many flags. I have a lot of pictures on my phone that are my collection of the best flags. They will get thrown into the Facebook group. Maxim Nemov, who everybody in the audience basically knew his story of his parents being killed in the plane crash last year. And not great. He fell. Crowd. But like when they fall, it's just like anything else they do, they get like massive cheers to be like,
Yes.
you can do this. You can do this. It was so beautiful. We got the introduction of the leader's chair. I don't know. Maybe they had this in ice dance, but they did not have this in the team. So that was kind of funky to have the chair there that somebody needs to sit in for as long as they need to sit in. What are the odds that... so we had a neutral athlete, my first neutral. And this was Peter Gumenik, who had a big fan base there. I have Peter signs. He did do 5 quads in his program. It was he did a really good job, but I was really like, oh, we gotta rush in here.
Yeah, it's I had this at speed skating. I had neutral athletes, and at one point the neutral athlete was winning, and I did think to myself, ooh, I really don't want to do a neutral athlete medal ceremony.
Yeah. And it's weird. I have to sort out my feelings about the Russians in general. What are the odds that he gets followed by a Ukrainian skater? Which is horrible. And this was Kirilo Marsak from Ukraine. He had just a tough night. Lots of mess ups.
Let's just short circuit this for everyone. Everybody, with the exception of the man who won, had a tough night.
Pretty much. Even Torgashev had a bobble.
Everybody was struggling tonight.
Yeah.
And struggling hard, not just, you two-footed or under-rotated.
I'm sorry, not Torgashev, for all of you adding me at the moment. Shadorov.
Yes. I don't know what was happening tonight in that arena, but it was like somebody put a curse on the ice.
Maybe, because you randomly hear people talk, and this was not in the press tribune. I believe I heard this, and I believe is emphasized here. On the train, maybe? Where people were saying, like, there could be something with the ice just not being right.
It's possible. It's happened before. I mean, this happened in 92 and 94, where you had really some sketchy performances over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And you saw Alexei Urmanov, Mikhail Shadorov's coach, kind of won in 94.
Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh.
At a games that he was kind of a surprise gold medalist.
Well,
at games like this.
He knows how to coach him.
He knows how to coach. And I think he's also going to do a very good job of taking care of this kid through a very unexpected situation.
Yeah.
Nobody could have predicted Shadorov as your gold medalist.
Oh my gosh. Get there. Yeah, because like Kevin Amos really he messed up, but he really held on to a lot of his jumps. You could
By
see
the
him
skin of his
yes.
teeth.
So by the time we got to Daniel Grassel from Italy, I will say the opening story of the opening paragraph of the Malinen winning story was approved next door to me. That was interesting. And I also saw the start of him losing story, which I thought, wow, you got to do that too. You're not going to need that. And then they needed it.
I know.
Crazy. I did not remember that Adam Siauhim Faz from France, his music is the creation of Adam.
Yeah, he often does these short and long programs that tell a complete story. So the Leonardo da Vinci short program continues on with the creation of Adam in the long program.
Well, not his best night either, but he was the second person to land a backflip, or the first person of the night to land a backflip. Then Shadorov came out, and he's the third to last to skate. And he is what non-Olympic champion Sarah Hughes would call a child of the void.
This program is definitely Child of the Void. But what I want to say about his Child of the Void is that is an emergence of style for him. The improvements that he has made since last year when it comes to musicality and choreography, leaps and bounds.
Well, that is good.
Because he's committed to the bit. He's like, yes, I like this absolutely bizarre Kazakh opera / punk music, and I'm going to go with it and totally lean in.
Well, he brought the void onto the rink, and he took everything back with him into the void, because after him was Yuma Kageyama, who has just a career-defining program. The music is beautiful. The choreography is beautiful. Yuma is such a beautiful skater.
Not tonight.
And he stumbled, and just, you could tell that he wasn't all there. And I've seen him do so much better, and I think he was just nervous. And I was really surprised that he hung on for silver with that.
He ended up getting the silver because of his short program. He lost in he was beaten in the long program, but he had enough give in his short program points to hang on for silver.
Who did not have enough give, apparently, was the quad god himself, Ilya Malinin.
I was sitting here, and the first stumble, I said, okay, nerves are showing. Then he singles an axel, and then he falls. And I just gasped.
I never seen him fall.
I have never seen him. And then that was just it. He completely lost control of the program and finished 15th.
Yes.
In the free skate.
I did not realize it was that bad. And I'm sitting there, and when you go on to Olympics.com, because I looked to see if the fans could get this too, you can see everybody's program and what they have planned, and then it flips to what happened with the scores. So it's really, really cool, actually, except for I wish they'd have a column for what was planned and what actually happened, because I immediately forget. And that does not make me happy. But you can see how different things happen, because there are also skaters who throw something in.
Yes, and Malinin is one to change his technical often.
I don't think he could. He just wants, and he said, like, everything, the pressure was unreal, and he just didn't know what was going on. He wasn't aware of where he was in the program, and it just was going by so fast he couldn't keep up with it, which was surprising to me.
I think, and we saw this starting in the team, We saw his cracks showing in the team event. And the fact that he hasn't been beaten in nearly 3 years. And then he gets to the Olympics, and Olympic ice is different, literally and figuratively. And it showed. It showed what a young kid he is.
Right.
And all the bravado and all the arrogance just melted away. And I feel horrible for him. What a horrible night he has to live with now. When even I remember when our conversation with Sarah Hughes, it was, he's got to fall 3 times.
And he did.
And
basically.
he did plus.
It was
Ended up 8th.
unreal how much that program got devalued. I just couldn't believe how stuff just kept happening. And I'm not the biggest fan of him. And I'm really not a fan of the music on this program. But I don't want to see him go down like this.
No, nobody wants to see a competition where people are skating poorly. Where's the fun in that? And where's the fun in beating another competitor because that competitor did not perform up to his potential?
Right?
You want everybody skating clean and the best man wins.
Right? And when everybody's getting their season's best, it's like, oh, they did the best they could. Maybe they don't have the chops as much as other skaters, so they're not going to have the technical scores. But when you get your best on the biggest stage, and now he's got this. So you didn't make the Olympic team 4 years ago. Now you didn't live up to the potential. Hopefully, then you got another 4 years of redemption to work on. How much does this mess with your mind? Because I mean, like...
and he's all of what, 21, 22? He's a baby. You know, honestly, he's a very young man. And to have this kind of experience at this point in his life when he has been so built up, the quad god and all of that, I hope he's got people around him who are going to take care of him in the next few weeks, because this is going to be a rough stretch for him.
It's going to be awful. And hopefully the media will be kind in a way of like allowing him to explain himself.
Or not. Or just let him be.
It's hard. Yes, he just turned 21.
Yeah.
So this is really, really tough. And
I wish we could send him a bottle of Prosecco and just say, dude.
Yeah, you probably need this.
Yeah.
But it just was a hard end to the night.
Yeah.
To have 2 skates that weren't great. And you had Shadorov, who just knocked it out of the park. He was so ecstatic with what he did. And
he really did the best program of the night, which outstanding. And I do adore him. And I do want to put him and his little floppy hair in my pocket. And the interaction with him and Alexei Romanov was so great to watch. And the emotion was so real in his expression. First Kazakh to win the figure skating title.
Gold.
I mean, Dennis
Ten won silver. I thought of like the legacy of Dennis Ten,
who Michael Shadorov has talked about. Only the second Kazakh to win a gold medal at the Winter Games ever. The last one was in '94. So you mentioned that the Kazakhs in the house,
there was a whole Kazakh corner. And
was
they were
going nuts. Well, they haven't had a gold medal to celebrate in the Winter Games since before a bunch of our listeners were born.
It's crazy to think about, but they were going crazy. They were so excited. Even outside, they were cheering and just thrilled.
The other point that the announcer made was that Michael Shadorov is Kazakh. He's not an import. A lot of the former Soviet republics have imported ex-Russians as skaters. Georgia's big on this. Mm-hmm. But he grew up a kid in Almaty. And now he's the Olympic champion. And
I do kind of love...
I love that for him. I obviously, none of us expected it now. I could see him doing this for years. I really wanted him to medal this time around because I enjoy him. He's a great Olympic champion to have.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see him grow a lot from this. And I think he's just going to be a better skater for it.
Right. And to have that legacy, and I didn't have time to go down to the mix zone because it just was going to be forever
And
for a press
chaos.
conference.
You know, it was going to be chaos down there.
I do want to see if he talks about Dennis. And if you don't know, Dennis 10 won a silver in 2010?
In Sochi.
In Sochi. And then he was like kind of walking around and got randomly stabbed in the thigh and bled out and died. And it was just a horrible tragedy. And he had really put Kazakhstan skating on the map and was a really good person. And the legacy he left behind is it's been a long time coming, but
nice
we got
to
one.
see.
Yeah. What a weird night of figure skating.
And it does make me worry for the women that we're going to have this kind of a night with the women, which is going to be rough on all of us.
I hope not. They did have at the podium celebration. Everybody came out on skates, and it really was like they were all still in costume. They were chop.
Which is what you usually do at figure skating.
Right.
This was how it normally goes, not how it went on the team event.
Yeah. So I saw they laid out the carpet. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And then they put out the podium on the edge of the carpet, the back edge. And I thought, uh-oh. And everybody came out in skates. But then you could tell there's like that layer of felt kind of carpet on top now. So they're okay.
Not the sandpaper. And anyway, their competition is done. So if their blades get scratched up, it's not a big deal.
Oh, wild night at figure skating. All right, let's move on to ice hockey. Men are still in action with prelims. Finland beat Sweden 4-1. Slovakia beat Italy 3-2. And then Czechia beat France 6-3. And Canada beat Switzerland 5-1. Women had the quarterfinals. Sweden beat Czechia 2-0, and USA beat Italy 6-0. Wow.
A lot of free bird.
But not surprising, but Italy had a really good run. I will say, for not being a hockey nation and getting the buy-in because they're the host and putting together a team. So good on you, Italy. I hope that continues. Moving over to skeleton, which has started. The women had the first couple of heats. The standings after 2 heats are Janine Flock from Austria is in first. She set the track record in her first run. And then Susanna Kreher from Germany is in second. Jacqueline Pfeiffer from Germany is in third. And Hannah Nisa is in fourth.
Germany.
Crazy. The men had the last 2 heats of their skeleton race. Oh, thank goodness Great Britain got a medal here.
Oh, I know. Anything but footy, guys. We're celebrating with you.
Yes. Matt Weston from Great Britain won gold. He broke the track record on every one of his runs. Axel Jung from Germany won silver, and Christopher Grothier from Germany won bronze. Vladislav Haraskovic from Ukraine had applied for an appeal of the decision that the IOC made against his helmet to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. They denied the application because they found that the freedom of expression guaranteed at the Olympic Games was sufficient and not on the field of play. And apparently there's a lot of hullabaloo because one of the other racers has a Russian flag on their helmet, but it's because they had the flags of every country they were in the Olympics, and they were at Sochi. And it's one of those like, yeah, but the meaning behind it is these are the games I was at, not the war.
Yeah. So intent does play a part in how these things are viewed.
Right. And I was reading a little bit about track record. Well, we've seen track records being broken right and left. And granted, it's a brand new track, so that's going to happen. But there's speculation that perhaps the sport should go to thousandths of a second, like luge.
Wow.
We'll see what happens in the future. Snowboard. Women had the snowboard cross today, which was on in the fan zone in Italian. And then everything I heard, I couldn't quite see it, so that was a bummer. But I only heard Italian. But it was fun. It was there were just a lot of people in the fan zone.
It was a fun zone.
It was a fun zone. So I commend Milano Cortina for putting together a nice little area to hang out in. Gold went to Josie Baff from Australia. Silver went to Eva Adamchikova from Czechia, who got a complete set of medals. You love it.
I do love that.
She's also a recent mom. There was a lot of recent mom stuff in the news today. And then bronze went to Michela Miolo from Italy. So this is Australia's second gold.
And it's the first time since 2010 that Australia got more than one gold medal at the Winter Games.
Wow.
Party down under.
And one of the athletes who got, she may have gotten 7th or something, but she showed up in the quote section. We have a whole little news area that we can get quotes from. And her name is Faith Allen. She had a baby 6 months ago and decided to come back.
Good for her.
And had a lot of fear throughout the season, but she's having fun. Her 5th games.
And now she's got babies.
That's right. She has 2 kids. It's because she retired to have children. She came back. It was nice. And you know what? Her uterus didn't stay on the track.
You know, and that was even loosened by childbirth, and it still stayed in there.
So, hey, men. We also had the men's half pipe today. Gold went to Yuta Totsuka from Japan. Silver went to Scotty Janes from Australia, repeat silver medalist, and he had bronze in Pyeongchang. And Ryusei Yamada from Japan won the bronze. In speed skating, we had the men's 10,000. Metodye Yilka from Czechia, who was the favorite to win, won the gold. He is the first Czech male speed skater to win Olympic gold in the winter and now has gold and silver here in Milano Cortina. Just 19 years old.
Oh, baby.
That's right. Right. And you could have a long career here. We'll find out in a second. Vladimir Semirony from Poland got the silver, and Jorrit Bergsma from Netherlands got the bronze, who celebrated his 40th birthday on February 1st. And now has a full set.
Happy birthday.
Right? This was funny because American Casey Dawson withdrew from this race to focus on the team pursuit in the 1500. And Bergman said, "Oh yeah, this made me happy because it meant he got to race in the pair with David Giotto from Italy, and that pushed him to go faster." That pairing.
Was that the assumption that Casey Dawson would not have pushed him to go faster?
I don't know.
Was
or
that
he
some
would have been in a
shade?
totally different pair. Jorrit has fans. They are called the Matties because they all wear the same mullet hairstyle with hairbands.
You mean like Bjorn Borg?
Yeah,
With the
I think so.
headband?
Yeah, it seems to be. And they're called Matties because it's Dutch for mates, and that's really close to the Dutch word for mullet. And so they've been filling the speed skating venue with these mullet hair wigs. And apparently that started spontaneously at the Dutch qualifiers. And then and Bergsma said, when I finished my race, I saw such a big group all rocking that same hairstyle. And it was so much fun. So the Matties have recorded a song called Matties naar Milan, so which Matties to Milan, which has quickly become a team favorite. And listeners, I don't have the capacity. I tried to look it up real quick. If you have seen or can find Matties naar Milan, please send us a link. That's all I'm asking, because this sounds like a happening time. And a need to get back to speed skating. That's for sure.
I had not noticed the Matties, but I guess next time, I think I'm going to speed skating tomorrow.
You got something for your list.
Yeah.
Speaking of tomorrow, Shuklovstan is competing.
Julia Kern is in the cross-country 4x7.5 kilometer relay. and Deidre Irwin in his biathlon's women's 7.5 kilometer sprint.
And we have shout outs today.
Yes, Jackie Tuthill from Londonderry, New Hampshire. I have been there.
Oh, nice.
It's lovely.
And there is a Tuttle who is an Olympian. That would be Nicola Tuttle from Ireland, who placed 16th in hammer throw at Paris 2024. So, Jackie, if you ever feel the
need to throw a hammer?
Exactly. It's in your blood, right? And then we also need to shout out
Manu. Oh, our dear friend Manu, who has been our friend from the beginning. So Manu Pavlo from Helsinki, Finland, who has, I think, been a listener within months of when the show premiered.
Yeah, it's been great. Manu, if you are in the Facebook group, Manu's got the best stories, which is, I just love him. So Manu, come up with a good story because now we've pumped you up. But there is a Pavola. Imo Pavola played Pesapallo, or Finnish baseball, which was a demonstration sport at Helsinki 1952.
And we have no idea how common that last name is in Finland. Like, could he be a relative?
Right. So if Manu,
if you're related, let us know.
Right. Or if you can tell us anything about this Finnish baseball stuff, we'd like to hear it. And we have mascots.
Let's mention your mascot for the games, which is the lovely, adorable, cuddly Abby, who does love to curl up in baskets.
She does. She curls up in anything, really. It's a cat.
I have pictures that I have shared on Instagram and in the newsletter.
Speaking of, oh my gosh, Brad Rathelsberger's dogs. So
from yesterday.
Adorable.
They'll
so
be back.
Adorable. Excellent.
They'll be back for the Paralympics, so they are fantastic mascots.
Mascots, we appreciate you because, boy, do we need the support. Just getting through the day. I mean, we're having a blast.
But we're exhausted.
Exactly.
And tomorrow?
Going to the mountains. Going to different mountains.
Jill's going to a different mountain. I have honestly been too afraid. I think I'm having flashbacks from Beijing. I'm getting lost on the mountain, so my fear is overwhelming me. So maybe if you go and come back, we'll go together next week.
Bormio, get ready. Oh, that's going to do it for this episode. If you would like even more of the most fun coverage of the games, hit us up. We're at flamealivepod.com. That is your source for our socials, our newsletter, which is fun. It is so much fun. And other direct ways to contact us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for what we forgot to tell you about today, although I really think we
might have gotten it, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll find out. Grazie mille per l'ascolto.
And until next time, ciao, and keep the flame alive.